Hey everybody, it's Kelly Ellis-Neal here, and I am with,
Amir Grace from Northwestern Mutual.
And Devon Tucker, Northwestern Mutual.
and we're gonna go live and real talk about my finances and how to reach financial freedom with financial planning. Are you guys ready? Tune in now. All right, guys, let's get started.
Let's go.
All right, so tell me all about what you do.
So we're financial planners,
Okay.
and it means different things to different people. But essentially, it's our job to help people create a plan to accomplish whatever it is that they want to accomplish financially.
Okay.
And when we think of planning, we can break it down into two main areas. We have offensive planning and defensive planning.
Okay.
A lot of coaches say defense wins games. So that's the risk management. So that's the not so fun stuff. Things like life insurance, disability insurance, long-term care. Most of our clients have some of that through work.
Yes.
At the end of the day, they're all contracts. So it's our job to help you understand what those contracts say, what the fine print is, if it's enough, or should you have additional coverage above and beyond that? And if so, how much, how should it be structured, and so forth.
Okay.
For business owners like yourself,
Yes.
when we talk on the defensive side, we talk about succession planning, maybe buy-sell agreements, key man insurance, employee executive benefits. The goal on the risk management side is to make you financially bulletproof.
That's right.
You get it?
I love it. Oh, I'm gonna write that down. Can I write that down?
Of course, of course.
Financially bulletproof.
Yeah.
You hear that? Financially bulletproof. Okay. All right. So with that said, how do you know like what my needs are? I'm just wondering. Like, how do you know? We're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, we don't.
You don't.
And
So
that's
it's a
the thing.
communication between us. Like we're gonna.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's do it. I
Exactly.
love it. I love it. Let's talk about it.
And of course you have the defense, but
Yeah.
a lot of people love the offensive side.
Okay.
And it's about the two working together. So the offensive side is more of the wealth accumulation piece, the stocks, the bonds, IRAs, acquisition of real
Is that
estate.
like playing it safe? Is that why you say, or is it more like the fun part? Like when you say like the defense is the part that people don't like.
Yeah.
It's the stuff that they have to pay for, but it gets them something in the long run. And the offensive is what things like that are making them money and it's easier. Is that what it is?
I would say more of the things we don't plan for. So no one likes to talk about waking up, getting sick or injured,
That's right.
and not being able to go to work.
Okay.
And if that
Yeah.
happens, where's your income? How are we going to pay our bills? Are we still going to be able to keep in track with our overall plan?
Okay.
No one likes to talk about that.
I know.
It's no one's
I
making
know.
a big
It's not
deal
a fun
about it.
subject, is it? But it's real life, and that's what happens. You know,
Exactly.
tomorrow's not promised, and you need to plan for it, right? Especially if you have like children or a spouse, someone you want to make sure is taken care of when you're gone. I believe in it. I'm a full believer in like planning, you know, your future for your family, whether you're here or not.
Right.
Yeah.
And what I like to say is it's plan for plan B,
Okay.
and that gives us the luxury to plan for plan A, for the things that do have a date, like college funding, retirement, things that necessarily have a date versus the things that don't have a date.
Okay. Awesome. I love that. I love that. So
Yeah.
what do I need to do?
What we're doing.
Let's
Just
do
a
it. Okay,
conversation.
perfect. This is
So-
awesome.
so-
This
so-
is awesome.
Long story short, when we talk about savings, we want to be as tax efficient as possible. And usually how we start is, let's say we're having the same conversation 3 years from now. You
Okay.
want to get a good idea of your goals. So if we had to break down, let's say, personally, professionally, and financially,
Okay.
what are some things in the next 3 years that you know you want to accomplish that if we look back, you can say, hey, we were successful together?
We did that together. Okay, so is it going to be all financial driven? Everything we talk
Personally,
about?
professionally, financially.
Okay, personally, 3 years from now, I would like to have this home that we're sitting in completely paid off. This home that we're sitting in right now. That's my largest step. That's my biggest goal I have, and I think I can do it in 3 years. I do. I really do think I can do it in 3 years.
That's the first step.
That's the first step. And then the second, I guess that's probably my financial one. Let's just say that's financial. Personally, I want to make sure that my son's college is taken care of in 3 years. Whatever that means. He's 9 now, but I want him going into like his preteens knowing that we're going to be able to take care of that. And whether he does that, honestly, whether he goes to college or whether he wants to start a business or whether he wants to buy a home, whatever he wants to do with that money, I want to make sure it's set aside so it's like in track for him. So that's a 3-year goal for us. What was the other one? It was personal.
Professional.
Professional. Okay, professionally, I'd love to have a $3 million team directly underneath me. Yeah, the women that work underneath me, I would like to gross $3 million 3 years from now. $3 million is where I'd like to be.
What's your son's name?
William Patrick Neal. Yeah, they call him the Blue Boy. It's his little hashtag.
And is Neal N-E-I-L?
No, it's I'm gonna spell my full name for you.
Please,
It's
please.
Kelly, Kelly, Ellis, ELLIS hyphen Neal. So it's Kelly Ellis hyphen Neal.
Got it. It's beautiful.
Awesome.
So have you started any type of college education for the children?
We have not yet started for William a direct savings plan that's dedicated to that college. It's something we're definitely looking into. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So what I'm hearing right now, in the next 3 years,
Yes.
top 3, mortgage knocked out. Want to make sure that we have something set up for William,
Yes.
and we want a team, a $3 million team underneath us for the business.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What
And those
else?
are pretty strong, but that's truly where I'm seeing myself
Yeah.
3 years from now.
What else?
Absolutely. What else? What else am I seeing? Well, we're selling our home down in Naples, Florida.
Okay.
So next month that will be gone. But I'd love to do 2 things.
Mhm.
I'd love to reinvest in a home on the eastern shore of Maryland, just so we have that here. And I'd love to flip a home, and for investment property.
Are you familiar with a 1035 exchange?
Yes. Yeah, I've actually flipped 7 homes
Yeah.
since I was 17 years old.
Awesome.
So, I stopped doing that in 2005. It was my earlier fun. It was like when I was landscaping, that was something that I would find, appealing. I would walk into certain places that were either going into foreclosure or sales, like at the courthouse. Or I just walk by somebody and say, "You remodeling?" And like, "No, we're getting divorced and we're moving out." I said, "Oh, you're putting it for the market?" I'm like, yeah, so I would get it before it went on the market.
Yeah.
It would literally be like just at the right place at the right time. And that started when I was 17. I bought my first house. Yeah, very small house, but it started.
First step.
Yeah, they held the note for me so that I could do it because I was under 18, because no bank would hold the note for me. I sold my car and I used that money as a payment to hold the note till I turned 18, like 3 weeks later.
Good for you.
Yeah, so I didn't miss it. I didn't want to miss my first opportunity.
Okay. So I'm gonna challenge you a little bit.
Let's do it.
If we had to push you out 4 to 10 years from now, so a little bit more long term,
Yep.
what does life look like 4 to 10 years from now, personally, professionally, financially for you?
Well, I'm gonna go 10 years.
Okay.
Just so it's a very clear cut picture for myself. 10 years from now, I see myself having a $20 million team underneath me. I see personally, 10 years from now, my son will be in college. So I will see us working with him and diligently working with him to find out what his next 10 years will be like. So I'll be working closely with him during that time. And, financially, I see, I'm going to be a millionaire.
Absolutely.
I will be a millionaire. There's no doubt in my mind. And I'm not going to lie. It's not about the money, but it is about the money, right? And it's going to allow me to do things in the world to make it a better place, because money does make it a little bit easier to help you
Absolutely.
pay it forward.
Factual.
So it's a
Factual.
fact.
It's a tool.
It's a tool.
Mhm.
It's a tool, and it's not always about the money. But when the money comes in handy to help other people, that's what you're gonna need.
Mhm.
You can only do so much without it.
Mhm.
So yeah,
So what I'm hearing is, when you say you're going to be a millionaire, it's less about the money itself. It's more about being in a position where you can help people.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Love it. I love
Yeah.
it. Okay. So some quick housekeeping information.
Let's do it.
Birthday?
9/22/1978. I'll be 39. It's time to
That's
start
what
planning,
looks
right?
like
It's
it.
time. It's time to plan. 39.
39 years young. Good. And your husband's name?
Is William Neal.
William.
Yes, with an R in the middle.
So is your son a junior?
He is not.
Not.
Different middle name. My husband's really a Billy Bob, you know, William Robert,
Yeah.
and my son is William Patrick, named
Okay.
after
William
my
Patrick.
father and Bill's father. Yeah.
And William Patrick, when's his birthday?
It is a 2/6 of 2008.
Is there anybody now or potentially in the future who you can see yourself taking care of financially other than William, both Williams? Like a
No.
parent?
No, because I feel like they've planned well for themselves.
Good.
And I mean, if anything ever needed to happen with my outs, like my directly from my nucleus, I wouldn't have a problem, you know, doing that. But as of right now, they're all doing pretty good.
Good.
They're doing well.
Good.
Doing well.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a good place. It's a good feeling.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what you do.
Okay, so I am a woman-owned business. I do the lotions, lingerie, love enhancement. We educate, empower, and entertain women worldwide. I'm the international trainer for the company Pure Romance, and I go on tour when needed, as needed, and I tour the world. I mean, Canada, South Africa, New Zealand, Australia, United States, Puerto Rico. We're based in all those locations for our company, and I do in-home parties for ladies that are super fun parties. And I do sell adult content. It's like Mary Kay until page 23, and then it's adult content. It's not Mary Kay. And I know it's always fun talking about it, but I really do help like lines of communication in the bedroom, and that's a lot to do with relationships. And then also, like I always say, I keep single women safe. I educate them on safety, you know, what to do, what not to do, and just really help women live their best life. That's what I do. Yeah, and I love it.
Yeah, how do you
I
get
love it.
involved?
Well, I was, like I said, I was a woman-owned landscaper and a CDL truck driver for 16 years. And then I had an accident in 2010, and my life changed drastically during that time. And I had about, I'm honestly almost 3.5 years of limbo. Make sure it's reconnecting. We almost lost house. We were looking at like medical bankruptcy during that time. And in 2014, I had just finished getting my phlebotomy license. I was going a totally different track from landscaping, something that was a little bit easier physically on me, because I ran 48 men on the side of the highway, Maryland State Highway. I was minority for the state of Maryland.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and when I got into that new field, I had started previously a little thing called slumber parties. It was a different party plan, but I did it for fun. I did it for the socialization.
Yeah.
I did it to get out of the house. I did it to put makeup on because I was rubbing in steel toe boots. And in 2014, it was January 17, 2014, Pure Romance bought that little company. And the next day I went and met the CEO of the company in Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah.
He flew in and he spoke to myself and the women that were concerned and looking into being, you know, bought over, and it changed my life forever. I never looked back. Within the first 8 weeks of that transition, I did $44,000 in sales. I paid off a lump sum chunk of debt that was literally haunting me. I was at the end. I was in court. I lost my social security number during that time. It was like the worst time of my life, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me, other than my son being born and my husband marrying me. That was the best day of my life because it just opened this floodgate of opportunity that I didn't think existed. And going from landscaping and trying to change everything in my life, I just wasn't feeling it. I was doing it because I had to, you know what I mean? But I wasn't feeling it. And when this opportunity came, I felt it. I knew it felt right. I felt like it was a blessing. And that's how I got started. I never looked back. I became number one in the world. Yep, number one in the world in 19 months, number one in the world. In sponsoring, I brought the most women in the company's ever brought in 19 months.
Good for
So
you.
it was good. And I know the women that are watching, if you are watching right now, you're either one of the women that I brought in or somebody who's inspired to bring in those kind of things because it's an opportunity. I mean, they say there's no glass ceiling. There really isn't. I control my finances. I run my own schedule. It's pretty awesome. I mean, if you want it, it's there. You know, they give you an incredible product line to sell. They give you incredible training, and then whatever you do with that is up to you. Whatever's good for your family. So yeah.
Your motivation.
Absolutely. Love the energy behind
Yeah,
it.
dude, it's
Love
so
the
good.
energy.
It
Love
is so good. Every day I wake up like that. Every day. Yep. Because I know bad days. I know what they look like.
Right. That's how
Yeah.
you learn to appreciate the good.
That's right. I appreciate every good day I have.
Right.
That's right.
So if outside of business we're not working,
Yeah.
what do we do for fun?
Well, we travel a lot.
Yeah.
Even fun. We're leaving literally on Friday for Utah as a family for Memorial Day weekend. Going to visit some good friends that just built a home out there in Utah. So we travel a lot. We go down to Florida a ton. We just were at the Potomac Hunt races with my family on Sunday. Saturday we were all at Jimmy Buffett. I love music.
Nice.
I love the energy of concerts. I mean, you can't pay. It's like priceless.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, when you leave a concert, you're like, yeah, I can do anything. You know, and you know, it's so funny how music can make you feel something. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I love it, and I'm all genres of music. But my first concert I ever went to, I was in 1989. It was 20 years ago. I was 10 years old with Jimmy Buffett. But the funny thing is, we didn't know who Jimmy Buffett was. The Bangles. Do you remember the Bangles? Like Manic
I don't.
Monday, like Walk Like an Egyptian.
Before my
I'm
time.
so old. I'm totally dating myself right now. But I have to tell you, we went to that concert to watch the opening act, not the big act. But ever since then, we've been hooked. We've been to so many concerts. My mom took me to a concert. It's probably not the best first concert if you've ever been to Jimmy Buffett. It was a little wild, but it was really fun. And I just have always been a concert goer. So concerts, we just built a pool out back, debt free, don't owe $1 on it.
Awesome.
Really enjoying the summer with my son and our family and friends. Once a week we do this thing called Adult Swim, where while the kids are at school, like everybody comes over and we sit by the pool. So like just for fun in the middle of the week because we can, right? I don't know. I enjoy my friends. I enjoy my family. I keep them close. I travel a lot with all of them. That's making memories, experiences. That's all I want to do for the rest of my life is just have incredible experiences with the ones I love.
That's what life's about.
That's all it's about. That's it. Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. Traveling, music, concert, got the Adult Swim, friends, family, and memories. That's my biggest takeaway. Friends, family, and memories.
Absolutely.
So switching gears a little bit, what we want to do is gauge your temperature.
Okay.
So we have a list of categories which we can help our clients with, and we just want to see how important they are to you.
Perfect.
So as we go through the objectives, 10, Amir, Devon, this is very important on my value system.
Okay.
All the way down to 1. As of right now, this isn't too high on my radar.
Okay.
And of course, feel free to go anywhere in between.
Okay.
The only thing I'll add is just a value discussion. So let's say, for example, I won't say it. Let's say I do say car insurance. Of course, you have it.
Right.
So rather than saying it's a 0 because I have it, think of it more as I
A
have
value system. Like how important is that I have it? Okay.
Exactly.
Perfect.
So this is a perfect one to start. So right now, let's go from 1 to 10. How important is it to you to fund William's education?
A 10.
What about funding a comfortable retirement?
10.
Providing for your current and future family in the event of a premature death?
10.
Protecting your income should you become sick or injured in the event of a
10.
disability?
It's just happened. It just happened to my girlfriend just the other day. Yeah. Very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't like to think about that.
But it's important. It's very important.
How did that affect her?
Well, you know, she's blessed that she has a really good surrounding. She's blessed at what she does for a living. People are going to take care of her during that time, but it knocked her down for a second, you know what I mean? And it's going to take her a long time. She's a long road recovery. She was in a really bad accident. She hit a truck trailer. She was on her way here for lunch.
Here?
She was on her way here. And she's doing good. She's out there watching right now. I know she is. She's doing real good.
Right, get ready to see her
I'm
recover.
telling you, from the grace of God. But you know, she was. I'm just gonna tell a little bit of her story for just a second because this is how serious it is. This is how real life it is. You know, 3 days earlier she won #1 in bodybuilding in Pittsburgh. 3 days before, and 3 days later, you know, she severed her arm, her major artery, reconstruction from here to here. You know, things happen and you're never prepared for that. I mean, you can maybe financially, but mentally, so it takes a lot. But I really feel like at the end of the day, it's who you surround yourself with and the financial planning that you put into it. I know it. I mean, it's the only two things that can get you through it other than your mental strength. But even your mental strength can fool you. And you have to have that constant reminding around you of why you're doing it, you know, and getting through it. So, I mean, it can happen to anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Appreciate you sharing that.
Absolutely.
Wow. Providing for long-term care needs.
So you're saying like, if I was ever to go to a nursing home, or is that what you're saying?
Similar, so it can
Or
be
like
a nursing
in-home,
in-home,
I'm
hospice.
10, man. I'm 10 all day. I've seen it. I've seen it go bad. I've seen it go good. I want it to go good, you know? That's all preparation right there. That's all that is.
Risk
That's
management, right.
all preparation right there.
What about properly addressing estate settlement needs? So wills, power of attorneys.
I need to do, it's 10. I'm actually in the midst of redoing it right now. So that's very necessary. You know, updating it, I guess, is the word, because you do it once and you're like, well, a lot of stuff's changed
Exactly.
in 9 years, right? Like I did it 9
For you,
years
of
ago.
course,
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, it's definitely worth reevaluating it, reassessing what it is, even if it doesn't change that much, other than a few things. Just kind of updating it and cleaning it up.
Exactly.
You don't want any of the loose ends. I don't want my family to ever have to deal with the loose ends. You know? Yeah. I don't want anybody to deal with that.
Get it,
But
get it.
you're already going through so much, right?
Last but not least,
Yep.
properly evaluating your investment portfolio.
Okay, so that obviously right now is a 10, because you guys wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't important to me, right?
Absolutely.
That's right.
So everything's a 10 across the board.
I feel strongly about those.
Man, it's finances. To help us understand your investment or savings philosophy. In other words, what's the most important thing that you've learned about money and investing over the last 39 years?
Okay, okay, first of all, I have to say I learned this probably, it probably took me until 2010 to really understand the importance of it. I think I was more frivolous pre-2010. I think I thought it was never going to end. I thought, you know, the stream of income was always going to come in. I thought I'd always have 2 legs to walk, and I thought, you know what I mean? So when I go back to 2010 to now, the most important thing is living within my means. That is the most important thing, living within my means, because it's very easy to not live within your means. You know, it's very easy to go to that credit card. It's very easy to go, oh, I got that line of credit. Oh, look, you know, it's only $200. I'll just, oh, it's only $30. Oh, it's only $5 a day. And that happens. That happens to everybody. I mean, it takes a strong person to not go, and you go, here's cash, because I know I have that. So living within my means, and then also saving the most we physically can with 401k, okay? And like the Roth and SEP, am I saying correct? IRAs, okay? That's something that we really got into when Pure Romance came in. They did a huge seminar for us. I believe we were in Vegas, and my husband came with me, and it just like blew our mind. Like, we thought we were doing good. We thought we were like trying to start saving again. We weren't even, we were like, what are we doing? Like, we're not even doing it. We're like, what's, you know, like that. When someone says like, can you live a year without, you know, having income? I can say that right now. Yes, I can go a year without making income. I can at least make it 1 year.
Right.
But like, what if it's more than 1 year? Like you said, what if it's 3 years you're down? What if it's, you know, your family? So it's learning about the extra savings and doing it a little bit at a time, or putting it away and like not thinking about it, right? Like it's like it's out of sight, out of mind. Like you take it out before it even hits your somewhere else you can spend. You know, and I like to call that the 40-60. Like 40% is going to go somewhere I'm never going to know about. The other 60 is what we're going to run our machine on, right?
Yeah.
The other 60% is we're going to run our machine on. And if it doesn't fit in that 60%, you're not going to do it. Or if you really want it bad enough, you're going to go out there and hustle more and make the extra difference that you want. But still, that hustle, 40% is going to go somewhere. That 60% is going to go to your bottom line. Yeah.
Grind.
Right?
Hustle.
That's
I
right.
I love that word.
Yeah, it's the truth though. No matter what you do, I don't care what you do, whether you work for yourself or you work for the man or whoever you work for, right? It's about knowing what's within your means and knowing how to put it away before you even touch it. Because if it's there, you're gonna spend it. it's just so hard not to. It takes such self, what is that? Discipline. And I don't know anybody that's that disciplined. You know what I mean? Like, it's like being on a diet forever. You know? Like, it's true. Like, if you buy it and it's in your refrigerator, you're probably going to eat it. But the only way to not eat that is just don't bring it in your refrigerator. You know, right? And if you're going to eat it, make sure if you're eating out, it's for a special occasion and it's worth it. And you're going to enjoy it, right?
Gotta have fun.
Hey,
Balance, about the balance.
that's right. You got to have fun.
When have you been the best saver in your life?
Right now.
I knew you were going to say that.
Right now.
I knew you were going to say that.
Right now is it. Yeah. And it took me a while to figure it out. It's right now.
So I just heard you say the 40-60
Yes.
rule. So it might be the same answer, but there's no right or wrong to this. For the goals that you have for yourself, you talk about retirement.
Right.
What percentage of your income do you feel that you should be setting aside to meet your financial goals? Percentage.
Okay, so I know that the average American, if they don't have $115,000 set aside the day they retire, that literally that's enough to eat ramen noodles every day and like have iced tea and water for dinner. 100 for the rest of retirement. Average American, what, 65?
You said to eat ramen noodles every day?
Yeah, you're gonna get a pack of ramen noodles every day, and you're gonna truly get like iced tea or water, okay? And you're gonna have, hopefully, by then you're gonna have some sort of like Medicaid or Medicare, right? Or something like that, hopefully, right?
Yeah.
Knock on some wood every
Sorry.
year. Okay? And that's the bare minimum. So 115,000 when you retire will get you that. So I'm thinking I need like way more than that when I retire because I don't want to live on ramen noodles and I want to be able to like still live a great life because I worked hard before that, right? So savings plan for retirement, is that what you're pretty much talking about?
What percentage of your income do you feel you should set aside
Per year?
per year, per month?
I'm gonna say
No right or wrong?
I'm gonna say 28%.
Ooh, 28.
28%.
Specific.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 28%. 18% is gonna come from my husband's income, and 10% is gonna come from mine.
Rule of thumb, and I'm glad you said that. So what they say is, hey, if you can build this muscle where you're saving a minimum of 20% of your income through your working years,
Yes,
you can maintain that same lifestyle throughout retirement.
that's what I'm talking about.
So the fact that you said 28,
So I'm above average.
Yeah.
I'll take it. But that's true. That's a solid number. We've done the math and we've sat down together, and that's what our goal is every year.
are you guys currently doing this?
Absolutely.
So who helps you right now? Other than your husband, who helps you currently manage your finances and all your expenses?
Okay, so I have, I actually have John Nuttall, who is out of Hagerstown, and he works directly with me and my family.
He says out of Hagerstown.
He's
right?
out of Hagerstown. Yeah, and he's part of a firm.
What's the name of it?
It's Itel. Oh my gosh, Mole. I have to do the whole. Sorry, they're putting me on the spot. John, you're killing me. He's literally been my like accountant since I was like 19.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The relationship is there.
Oh, it's done.
You've seen
Look,
the
you
rise.
build a relationship with me, like
Right.
it's undeniable.
It's all about the relationship.
It's all about
At
the
end of
relationship.
day,
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and you gotta trust the people you work with. Like that's the
Absolutely.
most important thing. If there's no trust, then you don't have a future in whatever business, whatever you're doing, whatever relationship. Like it's all about trusting that person to make sure they got your back.
Absolutely.
That's it. And they'll go to bat for you. Cause that's truly how people, he went to bat for me during some really tough times, and I'll never forget that. You know what I mean? That's why I spoke to you about that.
Absolutely.
I'm like, I have no desire to go anywhere else because I know no matter what, he's got my back 110%.
It's important.
The bad, the ugly, the good, the awesome. Yeah.
Security.
Security.
So, switching gears one more
Yep.
time. So
Yep.
we talk about education planning for William. There's a lot of options. So we think of,
We're back.
so what I'm hearing is 70K minimum,
Yep, 70,000 for college
or
buying a home and flipping it, like some kind of investment,
for
like
the
he lives there
foundation.
for his foundation, or opening a business, starting a business.
So we want that money to be flexible. The
I want
use
that
of it.
money to be flexible.
Mhm.
Yes, I don't want it to be honed down that if it's only for college and my kid doesn't want to go to college, then like it's what is that? I mean, and to each their own.
Right.
Okay, I went to Montgomery College, right? I got my associates in arts, associate in science. I worked through my whole college, like, and I think about that, like some people. I only went because I knew that I wanted that, but I look back and I don't use any of that. I mean, it was great, you know, for my journey. It was great knowledge. I mean, it was good that I did it. It made me feel good. But everything I've done since then has nothing to do with that piece of paper. It's not bad or good. But if someone chooses to still be successful without a piece of paper, who am I to judge?
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
And I feel like, and that's a lot of times why I think people are hesitant to put their money into like the, you know, I'm just gonna say like the Gerber life or whatever, and it's gonna go towards your kid's college and blah 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 blah. Because people are like, what if my kid ends up going to college? And then like it sits there. But then I know it goes to other places. But I want that flexibility. I want
That's
that.
crucial. That's
Yeah,
crucial
it
to
is
know.
crucial.
Okay. All right, now for the fun stuff.
Let's talk about it.
So when I say retirement, what pops in your head? What do you think about?
I'm thinking 50 years old,
50.
Okay.
and I will be in working retirement.
Mhm.
I don't think I'll ever not work. I kind of love that. I love, and even if it's nonprofit work or you know just going out and volunteering, I will always be doing something. I know me. Unless I physically can't, I will always be doing something. But 50 is where I want that bar to go down and say, the rest of my life is going to be working in progress, but what I did before that is going to allow me to do that, you know, whatever that is.
So how do you feel about your current plans for retirement? What you have in place right now?
I feel very comfortable, but I don't like to live comfortably. I like to sometimes live outside my comfort zone. So I feel comfortable in what we have set up, but I'm always open to something else that might be I'm a little risk taker. I'm not gonna lie. I like to gamble sometimes. I've gambled a lot in my life. I think every time I flipped a house it was a gamble. You know, I didn't know what was gonna come out of it, and I like to take somewhat of a risk. So I'm willing to bet a little bit of that to have like 3 times that amount. Like if it was worth it.
Mhm.
You know, not super risky, but right there on that, like, you know, it's a good deal kind of thing. Investment wise. Because I could just sit here and not do that and just be comfortable.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Risk reward.
That's what it is, risk reward. Like, and but I have to say, even though I'm gonna be, you know, 39, I'm going into my 40s, I still feel like I'm young enough that I have time to be able to do that. Like, I still feel like it's not like I'm looking at 50 this week. I still, you know, 10 years.
Yeah.
Look, I look back at what happened to me in the past 5 years. I mean, 10 years, like anything could happen.
Absolutely.
And so there's still time as long as I'm alive, right?
Of
Like,
course.
there's still time to take this risk.
Right.
You know, productive risk.
Mm.
Yeah, positive, productive
Of
risk.
course.
Feel romance.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, hey, yeah, that was risky. You know, that was super taboo. I mean, people could either love me or hate me. You know, and they still do love me and hate me,
Right.
Like, I don't know, right? They say it takes what 51% of the people to like you to win an election, right? There could be 49% that don't like you, but that 51 is what pays your bills.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, it is you know risky what we do.
So we're gonna be working, working retirement. Of course, you're still gonna
Yes.
be traveling,
Tons of traveling,
potentially volunteering for a nonprofit.
definitely,
In order to do that, let's say we're to do that right now,
right now.
so we can travel, maintain our current lifestyle,
Yep.
we can retire. How much after tax, let's say monthly income, would you need to do those things?
What do I think I need to do those
Yeah.
things? After tax is taken out, I would say I think income coming into my family, and it would be Bill and I at that point. Hopefully William will be self-sufficient.
Mhm. And house is paid off.
Yeah, I mean it's the clean living. I'd love to have 10,000 coming in, just coming in every month. You know, like in retirement phase. If everything's paid off, I feel like Bill and I could live comfortably 10,000 and do whatever we want. Like truly travel once a month, maybe twice a month. Take our families on vacation. I feel like that would be doable as long as after taxes. Yeah.
When you say that, are you considering the cost of health insurance?
Yes.
Curveball question.
Okay.
If life threw a curveball, how would you fund your retirement if you became sick or chronically ill?
I have life insurance, and I have long-term and short-term disability.
Are you or Bill expecting any type of inheritance?
No.
Love the music in the back.
Hey, look.
Bob.
Can't touch this. I know. I got the 90s on. I don't think they can hear it because if it's Shazammed it, it would be like. I'm singing Hammer. Oh, no, that's awesome.
All right.
Totally my life.
All right, so we're about to jump into the balance sheet.
Let's talk about it.
Assets minus liabilities.
Let's talk about it.
I would like to start on the ugly side.
Okay.
So when it comes to liabilities, what are some things that we have to pay for on a monthly basis?
Mortgage here.
Mortgage. So how much do we currently owe?
$2,800 a month.
$28. Do you have any idea what the outstanding balance is?
I'd have to look at it and get back to you. I just don't have it like on hand. I'll have to look at it.
Any student loans?
None.
Car loans?
None.
Credit cards?
None. Debt free, thank you very much. Pure romance.
Awesome. Shout out to Pure Romance.
So on the sexier side, we talk about assets,
Yes.
savings. We keep a savings account.
Savings account is, and I have to say the house that I'm selling down in Florida is debt free. There's no mortgage on that house. So savings roughly like in the actual account.
Liquid cash.
Like liquid cash,
Yeah.
not 401k or anything like that.
401k.
About 178,000.
And with that, do we have any CDs, bonds, mutual funds, or stocks not oriented for retirement?
Not there. No.
And then we said the house in Florida is paid off.
It's paid off.
We have an estimate of the current value of that house?
I'd have to get back to you on the exact, Zillow estimate or whatever.
So
It's going up. That's a good thing. I'm just saying, everybody, it's time to sell. It's if you got something, sell now. Sell now. Sell now, save, buy low later.
Are we saving into this currently on a monthly basis?
This is currently into a monthly basis. My downline check that I make off the women that are with me on my team goes directly to savings. My in-home party business goes to our daily, like our lifestyle and everything like that. So that's, savings.
So approximately how much per month are we putting into our savings?
4,000 at a minimum. Yeah, that's a minimum.
So we did mention the 401k.
Yes,
For you, is it a 401k or is it a SEP?
it's a SEP IRA. I have to get back to you. I don't know exactly what the max out. I think it's a 5,000 on SEP.
SEP?
I have to look. I just don't know. I'm being honest.
It's like 52,000.
Okay, so but per month I can take out. Is that what it is? 5,000 at the most per
So
month.
per year we can put in 52.
Yeah.
Are
so
you maxing it out?
I'm trying to max out every month. Trying. Keyword trying.
So we can just request a statement and then
Okay.
we'll be able
We'll
to
look
look
at
at the details.
Perfect.
Does your husband have a 401k?
Yes, he does.
Any idea what the value of his 401k is?
I think it's in the 60s right now. That's all I know. I'd have to get back to you. I don't know exactly.
Rough
Yeah.
ballpark number.
It's something like that, out there. He maxes it out, whatever it is, plus his company matches it, like the
Okay.
4% on, and then he does like, I want to say his is like 14% or something. He puts in something like that. It's whatever the max is, he can take out. He does before it ever hits our bank.
Okay.
Smart Billy Neal.
I heard you mention a Roth IRA earlier. Do we have one of
I
those?
have to look. I'm pretty sure we actually, and I'll have to go to my accountant and find out exactly because he does a lot of that, and it's all kind of done before we have it set up. So I have to look. I don't know exactly, and I don't want to claim that I know exactly.
It's okay, we'll follow up.
I'm like, I don't want to claim and not know, and then, but I'm almost 110% sure. Yeah.
We have the
But
set.
this makes me want to know more. This, you guys doing this makes me want to be more involved in my own finances, even more than I am. You know what I mean? It just makes me, I want to educate myself on this. I want to know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for me, that's probably one of the value adds. Everyone
Yes.
is so busy with life,
Yes.
family, work.
Yes.
And we call somebody, we're taking you off the treadmill of life to sit
Yeah.
down and
And
have
say,
a conversation about your future, your goals, your
Yeah.
finances. Okay. So we have the savings, we have the SEP, 401k, we have a Roth.
yeah.
Is there any other investment vehicles that we haven't talked about?
Not that I'm like aware of, I mean, or like can think of off the top of my head. Yeah.
So currently, what's our expected take-home gross for you this year?
Last year, gross take home, like after all the taxes and everything were paid and everything done, is that net?
No, that's not.
My net last year was 132 personally,
32
net.
And for Billy?
Gonna say, I know his gross.
That's
Sorry,
fine.
is that
That's
bad?
fine,
He's
that's
fine.
fine.
I'm like a 1099.
Yeah, we get it.
He's a W-2 or whatever. I want to say his was like 117, something like that. I want to say was his gross.
I definitely get it.
You know what I'm saying? Like I look at his differently than I look at
You
mine.
have to. You have
Yeah,
to,
it's
yeah.
two. Hey, it's two different like hustles, you know. Yeah.
To each his own.
Yep.
Okay. So do you normally receive a tax refund?
Yes. May not be big, but yeah, yeah, because of our properties and all the taxes and everything. Yep. Yep.
So what do you so approximately how much on average would you say you receive?
I mean, over how many years do you want me to go back? Because there was times when I didn't receive a lot because of things. So if
Last
we go
3
back,
years.
last 3 years, I'm gonna say 12 to 14,000 refund, somewhere in that ballpark. The last 3 years,
And what do we do with that money?
save it. I know.
It
Yay!
won't get any better.
Like,
It doesn't get any
if
better.
I'm telling you, it's like that 40, 60 to it. That's what's gonna happen in my household. Well, we have to. I've been in the dark side. I've been to the bad side. I've been to the really bad side, and I just like try not to ever go back there. I try so hard, you know. I don't want it to ever happen again. And if it does, I'm just gonna try. The one thing is, if it ever happens to me again, and all that gets depleted, and all that, and that's not enough. At least I know that I've been through it once. I can do it again.
Absolutely.
That's like the only like light I think that I have is that like I didn't think I could do it, and then I did it. So my damn, I'd do it again if I had to. That's like, yeah, you have to. You have to, because shit happens, you know? Things happen in your life.
Mhm.
You know? Nothing's ever gonna be perfect or forever.
So true.
That's right.
So on average, between you and Bill, what is your monthly take-home pay?
Take home like after taxes and
After
everything.
taxes?
I think we're like, I have to get back to you because I have to like break that down, but I'm gonna say a number and it's probably gonna not be right. I feel like after taxes, I don't know, like 12,000? I don't know. I'd have to like really look at it. You know, because I don't really go monthly for me, but I do for him. You know what I mean? So, and we're pretty equal. I have to say, like, you know, people say like, you know, does Bill make more than you? Or do you make? At the end of the day, it's pretty much sliced right down the middle. So, you know what I mean? I feel like it's pretty equal. Yeah, and that's after taxes and stuff. Sometimes I have a $23,000 month, you guys. You know?
Yeah.
And sometimes I have a $12,000 month. But like, I feel like it's pretty. It averages out to that. Yeah.
And just stick on the averages side.
Yeah.
What would you say is your average monthly living expenses?
I'm gonna say probably 5,200, maybe, just something around that. Just your lifestyle wise, mortgage, insurance, all that jazz. I'm gonna say 5,200 is probably where we're at,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
So before we move on,
Yep.
how are we feeling right now?
I feel great. How do you guys feel?
Awesome.
I feel motivated. I feel motivated.
I'm like, did you come here today to feel motivated? Because you're gonna get motivated.
You never know
today.
what you're gonna get.
You never
know what
You
you're
never
gonna
know when
get.
you're gonna
I
be
had
on
no
camera.
idea.
I know, you're like, hey, cheers to that, right?
Life.
That's right. YOLO, okay? YOLO. I'm just saying. Real talk. This is real talk. This is real life. This is what people should be doing, And a lot of people just don't know. And I always say, if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
So you have to be exposed to it somewhere. Somebody has to expose you. So if somebody gets to see this video and see what it's like to sit down, or even takes this video and writes their own little a scratch piece of paper and say, "Oh shit, I'm not in it like what I'm supposed to be." It just a wake up call to know what's out there. I think it's super important.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
yeah.
And we'll leave our contact info in the comments section.
Yeah. Why don't you do it right now again, just so there's a little info again, just a little in the break.
Sure. So you can reach me on my cell at 240-422-7220.
And your first and last name again.
Amir Grace. And you can also email me at Amir, AMER, my last name GERIES, at N as in Nancy, M as in money.com.
And again, my name is Devon Tucker. My direct line is 914-844-4177. Text me, call me. My website's devontucker.n as in Nancy, M as in money.com. So devontucker.nm.com. It's my personal website.
914.
New York.
I was gonna
Let's
say,
talk about it. Let's talk
I was
about
like
it.
914.
Let's talk
I
about
love it. And I'm just gonna say, I'm Kelly Ellis-Neal, and my website's www.kellyellis-neal.com, and you can always reach me at my cell phone is 240-818-3947. But we're gonna continue the conversation.
Okay. So switching gears to more the defensive side.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts on life insurance in general?
I'm in it 110%. I've had life insurance. I had a neighbor who is still the woman that I have my life insurance through. When I was pregnant with my son, one thing she said was, "Kelly, I don't care like how much money you make." She's a smart woman. Her name is Michelle Burns. She's out there. And she said, "You gotta have this life insurance. You got, something growing inside you. God forbid, even if he passed when he came out of you, you're gonna be in such, pain if that happened, that it will at least take care of the burial, like things like that when you get life insurance." Did you know that? Did you know that the baby inside you, when you get life insurance, if their life is within a certain few weeks of the birth and they pass, their burial and stuff is covered through the certain I'm sure there's all kinds of life insurance.
Yeah,
that was the one that I had, and she literally, when she said that, I was like, you know what, I want to be covered, and I want to make sure my child's covered at that point. And at the time I had some assets. I was flipping homes and stuff like that, and I was in a very good place business wise when all that happened. And she just said, "You gotta do this, Kelly." And I had been living, I almost want to say, like, dangerously all the years before, because I had assets and stuff. But I was married at the time, and William, I was pregnant, and she said to me, "You gotta do this." So I came into her office. She set me up with something that I loved. I brought Bill in, and we sat down and talked about it. Kind of got us real talk, thinking that was 9 years ago. And when we did that, now we have addressed it and changed it since to our needs. Obviously, our assets are different and everything like that. But we do that. We actually pay for it yearly. I don't even mess around. I'm like, January comes, we pay for the whole year ahead of time. I don't want it to slip one time. When I was in the worst financial straits, which was I want to say 2012, I lost my policy over a non-payment, and I, as soon as I have to tell you, as soon as you're without something,
You notice it.
you notice that you're without it, you need to have that back in your life. So immediately we reassessed it. We got back in. I did have to go at that time. I didn't care. I was still covered a little. Like it wasn't a ton. It wasn't what it was before. And then as soon as I got back financially where I was, we reassessed it and upped and did everything. You know, they came out, they took our blood, they did the full tilt thing. And I'm just very thankful that somebody told me about it. I would never have really known. Somebody cared enough about my family and myself to discuss it with me, and it was the best thing she ever did. So I'll never let that happen again. You know,
Love the conviction behind it.
it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. You know, I've seen so many people pass and didn't have it. You know, in their family, their children, and I just think back. I mean, I have friends like in their 30s that pass suddenly. You know, heart attack, car accidents, cancer, and the other thing is, if you ever are diagnosed with something, you know, cancer or something like that, and it's like it's a terminal illness, and you didn't have life insurance, you can never get it.
Can't get it.
But if you had gotten it, I'm preaching right now. I'm preaching right now. It's because you don't think it's gonna happen to you. But nowadays, anything can happen. You just have to prepare for it. And I'm not kidding you. You can get it as cheap as $30 a month. You can get it even cheaper than that probably, but $30 a month, it will at least cover yourself a little bit for whoever you're leaving behind, or just your burial. I mean, stuff like that. You know, it's huge. You can pay off a home, and your family and your spouse, or at least can have a home, and then try to take the ease of trying to live as normally as possible without you. I mean, I know that's hard to say, but that's what it has. It's death.
Absolutely.
You can't go back, and you can't take it with you when you go. So leave it behind for the right people.
Yes, we know.
Yes.
All right, that's beautiful.
Prince, God, he kills me, man. Like, dude, oh. Anyway, just saying out loud,
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what you currently have.
For life insurance.
Yeah. So for you, how much coverage do we have on ourselves?
I want to say, and I'm not going to quote me, but because I need to go look. But I think I'm at like about $750,000 for me personally. And Bill is $1 million policy.
And do you know if Bill has anything through work?
He does as well. Yeah, I believe it's up to 1 year of your salary through work, and then he also has another, like a little bit of a life policy, whatever they offered in addition, he took it. I'm telling you because he works in construction. I mean, and I'm not, I would never pave the path of anything happening to my husband, but I mean, things happen. I mean, you never know. I mean, you're in the field,
So I'll let you promote for us.
Okay.
So knowing that Bill has insurance through work, why would you still get Bill his own plan?
Well, to make sure that William and I are taken care of.
Exactly.
That's it. It's just because we had a conversation where if anything happened to him, I'm going to be in a bad place. I might not want to work. I might not want to be able to work. I might not be able to get up from the bed if that happens. And he doesn't want me to suffer financially during that time till I get myself where I'm supposed to be.
Boom.
Tough conversation, but it's the truth.
And the fact that he owns it makes it portable.
That's right.
So when he retires, the group insurance, the group disability, all that stays with the group that he used to work with. But that $1 million that he owns goes with him wherever he goes.
That's right. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't have to ask you this. It's safe to assume that if anything happened to Bill or if anything happened to you, you'd want your family to maintain the same lifestyle.
Exactly the same. To make it as easy as possible for them in a hard time.
Get it? We get it.
Yeah.
We get it.
I get it.
Yes.
I've seen it go the other way.
Yeah.
You know?
So, have you ever had any experience with long-term care? Whether a parent, a friend's parent?
Yeah, of course, yeah. My pop was in hospice, so I've seen that. My stepmom right now, her mom is in full 24/7 care at home. And that's with all the Alzheimer's and dementia and stuff. And I've seen it that way, and I've also my mom's best friend who got MS and 28 years long-term care.
Wow.
I mean, I've seen crazy. She was young, she was in her 30s when she got it, and by
I'm glad you said that.
yeah,
People don't think about that.
28 years.
Man, people
Well,
think
that's a
nursing.
lifetime for some people, right? So I've seen it. I've seen short term, right? I dislocated my hip. I was at home for 3 months, I hurt my foot. I had short-term disability, you know what I mean, for that. Could have turned to long-term. Thank God, you know, I had the right doctors and the right people and got myself out of it, the right therapies and stuff like that. But it could have been me. I mean, it could have happened to me, you know. And sometimes it's not a choice; it just happens. Like,
Right.
and even if you want it to not happen, sometimes you become part of it, you know. And there's nothing you can do about it, you know. So, yeah, but I've seen it.
So disability and long-term care fall into that protection gap,
Right,
and that disability insurance protects your income that you make,
right,
while long-term care protects against potential medical expenses.
yes.
So my question for you is, have you and Bill, this is like the perfect time to be having this conversation. Have
Right.
you guys started your long-term care planning?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we'll definitely follow up, look into that.
perfect.
It's a volatile market.
Yeah,
I've been with Northwestern for 5 years, and from
Right.
the time I've been there, I've seen it go from sex neutral to sex specific,
right,
to then raise the premiums on women.
Right.
There's so many things happening in this market.
Right.
Companies are no longer doing long-term care.
right,
Something that was unplanned for. And what's happening that I've seen, and at least with my clientele, the sandwich generation
right,
around your age.
right,
People who are taking care of their parents or stepmom
right,
and taking care of their sons.
right.
And it's just a volatile market. We just
Gotcha.
want to be prepared.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'd love to hear options on that.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
So when I say stocks, bonds, asset allocation,
Okay.
what goes through your head?
What's asset allocation? I don't know what that is. Is that where it goes? Your assets?
And how you allocate, where you put
Okay.
your dollars.
Okay, so everything I guess we put right now, and that's probably where financial advising is important and needed. That's something that I'd like to learn more about, where to allocate my dollars. Yeah. But I've had bonds, I've had stocks, I've done all that, you know, CDs, I've done all that, like I'm familiar with that, but really where you say allocating your assets, I think that's where is it gonna go and what's the best and where you're gonna make your most money, right? Where you're gonna make your most money. So, I mean, that's what we want. We wanna make the most from the biggest bang for our buck, right? Yeah.
Have your money work for you versus you working for your money.
Exactly, yeah, absolutely. And I think that's important, you know, to know.
So I think this is going to be awesome.
Okay,
So when it comes to the market, it's not about what Amir thinks is best, not about what Devon thinks is best.
right,
The three main factors that we like to take into consideration
yeah,
is your time horizon,
okay,
your risk tolerance,
okay,
and the specific goals you have for yourself.
right.
So we have this activity, quick 11 questions,
Let's do it.
just to get a good sense of your risk tolerance.
Okay,
So question number 1, what is your if we were to invest assets,
okay,
what is your primary goal for these invested assets?
okay,
Would it be to preserve our principal, generate income with some growth with some income, capital appreciation and growth?
what's capital appreciation and growth? What is that?
Capital appreciation and growth, when I say that, I want you to think of putting your money away,
Okay,
buying shares.
okay,
That company is using your money, doing a really good job with that money,
uh-huh,
and your shares are growing. So the assets, the share price, let's say you buy at $10,
right,
next month that share price is $11.
okay,
2 months from now that share price is $15.
okay,
Next year that share price is $20. You're focused on overall growth of your portfolio.
okay. And is that risky? Would you say that's high risk, 11? Would you say that out of all of these, that's the highest risk?
Absolutely.
I have a question. So income with some growth, that means you're making income and then it's growing as well. What does that mean? Why isn't income growing anyway? So the other one is only a big growth but little income,
So capital appreciation, again, is the growth of that individual asset.
right?
But then we have companies that pay dividends.
Okay,
And dividends are where a company shares their equity with you.
right,
So, for example, we can have a company that pays a lot of dividend, high-paying dividend companies,
right,
focused on a little bit of appreciation,
okay,
or we can have a portfolio focused on a lot of appreciation with a little bit of dividends. So depending on where you fall One's safer than the other.
Okay, so would you say the one with a lot of appreciation is more risky?
Absolutely.
Then that's what I want, that one. The one with more, so that's number 9, right? Is that what number 9 is? Yeah, I want number 9.
How many years do you plan to invest these assets before you anticipate making withdrawals?
I think number 9 right there, I'm looking 10 to 20 years, right? That's what we want. We're looking at a little bit longer, like retirement.
Yeah, we're not trying to make it to retirement.
I don't,
make
yeah,
it through
retirement.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. So let's say, and you're better at this, I can put it upside down. So once you reach the point where you like to take withdrawals from these assets, how long will you be making withdrawals from this investment?
I think,
So if we retire at 50.
so if I'm 50, so I'm looking to be at least 80, right? So I gotta do
Hopefully
11.
more.
Yeah,
hopefully
I'm just gonna
longer.
say 11. Yeah, I'm gonna say 11, because it's gonna be more than 20 years. I wanna be able to live off it.
So at times, extremely conservative investments earn less than the rate of inflation. This may result in the loss of purchasing power. Which of the following statements best align with your goals and objectives? So I know you're going to be up here.
Okay.
So the first one might be, hey, this is a long-term investment and my goal is to significantly exceed the rate of inflation. I'm willing to accept considerable risk and substantial market volatility to achieve this goal.
Okay, that means you'll be through the ups and the downs no matter what, the good, bad, and ugly.
Just
Okay.
long term.
It's long term. You're in it for the long term.
Yep.
Okay.
Over time, I can ignore fluctuations in the investment value to achieve my goal of meaningful growth and exceeding the rate of inflation.
Okay.
Familiar with inflation?
Yes. I kind of like I like that one, but I want to hear all of them.
So 6 is, it is important that these investments match or exceed the rate of inflation.
Okay.
I am comfortable with moderate fluctuations in the value of these investments.
Mm-hmm.
I am willing to tolerate small fluctuations in principal value to allow for the opportunity of my investments to grow at the same rate of inflation.
Okay.
These assets should be safe, even if that means the returns do not keep pace with the rates of inflation.
I'm gonna go with number 9.
So what we have in front of us
Yes.
are several portfolios.
Okay.
And what it says is carefully consider the following hypothetical portfolios. Which portfolio would you be comfortable with owning despite the potential of short-term volatility and the decrease in value?
Okay.
So portfolio A, the worst 3 months return that you'll see is negative 7%.
Okay.
The worst annual return is also 7%.
Mm-hmm.
But on average, we're getting 5%. Portfolio B, worst 3 month, 14. Worst annual, negative 18. On average, we're getting 5.5. Again, C, negative 19% for 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
The worst 12 months is negative 25%. But the average is 6.
And can I stop you real quick? So 6% is what you're getting back on your money.
Yeah. Average rate of return.
Okay, I'm just making sure I understand. Perfect.
Mhm.
Okay, so it would be like, I'm just gonna say this real quick. 5% of my money, 5.5% of my money, 6% of my money, 6.5% of my money, or 7.5%.
And these are the fluctuations that
So
you might
you
see.
see it, but at the end of the day, this is what's gonna be
Exactly.
the end result.
Exactly.
I'm gonna put myself at 6.
Exactly.
Yeah, put myself at 6. Yep.
So the degree of which the value of an investment increases and decreases is one measurement of risk.
Okay.
More volatile, ups and downs, more volatile investments generally offer greater long-term growth potential than less volatile investments. However, they may produce greater losses. With how much volatility are you comfortable?
Okay.
I'm not comfortable with any volatility. I prefer to minimize volatility and focus on stability. I don't mind modest volatility to create a potential for growth.
Yep.
I'm comfortable with moderate volatility to increase my potential returns.
Mm-hmm.
I expect substantial volatility in pursuit of higher returns.
9.
I'm almost done.
I'm excited. I don't know. You know what? I want to check. Let me check something. Is this awesome or what? An hour. I know. It's going good, guys. See, financial planning can tend to be boring. I'm just being honest. but it is a necessity. It's an hour of your life that can change your life.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, other secure assets that I own, such
Yeah.
as permanent cash value life insurance, personal savings accounts, pension, other fixed income assets, they form a substantial portion of my net worth and should be taken into consideration when determining my asset allocation.
Okay.
Do you strongly agree with that?
Okay, explain it to me a little bit more in layman's terms.
So, outside assets, investments accounts,
Okay.
businesses, your real estate portfolio,
Okay.
insurances. Do you-
Outside of that.
Yeah, do you have that? Not everyone has those
Okay,
things.
I have some of those things.
Yeah, so-
Yeah, I do.
So do you agree that that should be taken into consideration with the construction of your investment account?
Yes, I do.
Do you
I
strongly agree?
strongly agree.
I believe in the stability of my current future income sources.
I strongly believe. Very stable.
Very stable.
Yeah.
If you could increase the opportunity to improve your returns by investing in riskier assets, would you be willing to take a small amount of risk with some of your money, a small amount of risk with most of your money, a moderate amount of risk with some of your money, a moderate amount of risk with most of your money, a substantial amount of risk with all of your money?
What's the third one? The one that was moderate with
Some
money. Yep.
Moderate with some.
Yes.
So similar to the previous question that asked you about the portfolios and what you're comfortable with.
Right?
So we have, again, 5 portfolios.
Yes.
Carefully consider the following hypothetical portfolios and hypothetical returns. With which portfolio are you the most comfortable? Portfolio A, you invest
This is over 3
$100,000.
years. Over 3 years.
You invest $100,000.
So it's at like 93,500 or something a year. No, I mean 33. Sorry, 33,500 a year, right?
So
How does it
we
work?
take $100,000 and you give it to me, and I put it
Oh,
into
I
an
got
account.
you. So it's 100,000 and then
Lump
3
sum.
years. Okay, so it's not like in 3 years.
No. I got this $100,000
$100,000
in an account
in an account,
called Portfolio A through E. One
and
of
you
these.
can't touch it.
Can't touch it.
I want to be clear on that.
Can't touch it. Can't touch it.
Can't touch this, okay? Can't touch. It was perfect. Okay, go ahead.
Which portfolio would you choose?
Okay.
Over 3 years, your worst case scenario is $110,000.
You're only gonna make $10,000 off your money. Is that? Am I
Worst
clear on
case.
that?
Worst case.
I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it.
Best case, $165,000.
Okay. But you're gonna make that in addition. Is it gonna be $110,000 in addition?
Total of 10,000 in addition to your 100,000.
Okay, so the worst case your profit is 10 grand.
Worst case for Portfolio A.
Okay, I'm understanding.
Best case, your profit's $65,000.
Okay, gotcha.
Portfolio B,
Yeah.
worst case, $105,000 is the value after
Okay.
3 years.
After 3 years.
Best case, $170,000.
Okay.
Portfolio C, worst case, we break even, $100,000. Best case, we have $175,000.
Okay.
Portfolio D, worst case, we lose money, $85,000.
Damn.
$85,000. But best case, $185,000.
Right, you got the higher risk.
Exactly. And
Okay.
last but not least, Portfolio E, worst case,
Lose
$70,000.
30,000.
Best case, we double our money.
You know, it's funny. That is like the best example that you could give anybody. I feel like, because that is like so what could really happen, right?
Yeah.
So to me, I'm gonna say 6, because if I didn't make any money, it's not the end of the world, because it's still my money, right? Like at the end of that 3 years.
Just the
But at the best, I make 65,000. So to me, it's like 75,000. Yeah, 6 all day, all day. Because the worst thing that happened in 3 years is your money got used and you didn't make anything. But you knew that going in that could happen, right?
Mhm.
And then the outcome is like the worst case scenario. The best case scenario, you get $75,000. So it's worth it.
Last
Yeah,
but not least.
I mean, right? That's like $25,000 per year added income. Now, I have a question. When you make that income, if you cash it out or you roll it over, it's all taxable, right? Income. So, are you really making, like, are you gonna get taxed 30% of that 75,000?
So it all depends.
I want to know.
So it depends. So
Is that like if it was that case scenario at that like risk level, And at the end of that 3 years, she said, okay, and you profited 75,000, 30%-ish. I mean, I'm just saying, you get taxed on, correct? You
So it
would get
depends. So it depends what account this is in. So for
what
example,
account wouldn't you get a tax in? Give me that example. What is an account that you wouldn't get taxed in if it rolled over to somewhere?
Permanent.
Yeah.
Permanent cash value.
So we have a Roth IRA.
Okay.
So on a Roth IRA, we pay taxes on the seed now, so you
Mhm.
don't pay taxes on the harvest later.
Gotcha.
So when you get this check, state and federal is already taken out. We take that
That's
money,
awesome.
we invest, it grows, and then down the road we can use that all tax free. No, we don't pay nothing on none of the gains.
Write that down, whatever that is.
Roth IRA.
Just write it down. Because that, did you hear that, guys? Like, that's really important. That's really important. That's the stuff that people, that's like the back end. People are like, oh, I see that, but like, they don't know the back end of like what's really gonna happen with their money. And then, I mean, just for me personally, that similar scenario, flipping houses, you know what I mean? Like, it's similar, you know? You gotta put some, sometimes, you know, if you're gonna do it, you know, obviously like as tax free as possible, you have to live in it for 2 years. You have to sell it. It has to be within a certain amount of money, unless you're married or not married. Like, if you don't know that, you are thinking it's something more than it really is. And I think that's important. That's awesome.
And just to answer, you asked a couple questions in one.
Yeah,
so,
sorry.
So when we do a rollover, you don't necessarily have to pay taxes. So for example, let's say Bill has a 401k.
Yep.
When he retires, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that money
Yep.
and roll it over into what's called an IRA.
Gotcha.
An individual retirement account.
Yep.
And to do that rollover, he doesn't have to pay any taxes on
That's
that.
right. Okay, gotcha.
But let's say all this money's in a 401k.
Yes.
The 401k, you get that tax deduction right now.
Right.
So what Uncle Sam says is, hey, let's say you're making $50,000,
Right.
but you want to put $15,000 into this 401k this year.
Right.
So when taxes come, hey, Uncle Sam, I only made $35,000, which lowers our taxable income. Now we're only
Right.
paying taxes on $35,000. So that money grows over the next 10, 20, 30 years. But kind of like you just asked, when you reach into that money now, Uncle Sam didn't tax you before, he didn't tax you during. What do you think's gonna happen when we need that money?
Absolutely, it's gonna happen. Yeah, but that's good for people to know, you know? Yeah.
So the Roth and the 401k are very similar.
Very similar.
The only difference is that the tax implications are flipped.
Okay, so the taxes are coming out while it's being taken out, so that when you take it out, it's already, the tax implications have already been taken. But 401k, not tax, makes you look like, you know, you're not making the same income taxable at that time.
Exactly.
And then when you go and take it out, they're gonna chop you for whatever, 22, 30%, whatever it is, of that lump sum.
Right.
If you don't roll it over to an IRA, which is an individual retirement account.
And even with that, as you take distributions, you are
Yes.
taxed on the back end, depending on how much money you take out for that any given year.
Gotcha.
And with a Roth IRA, there are limitations to it. We can only contribute up to $5,500 per year. And if we're over the age of 50,
Yeah.
we're allowed to put an additional, I want to say $1,000 into it, called like a catch-up contribution.
Yeah, because you're trying to catch up from the years that you didn't put it in.
Exactly.
Good, awesome, good to know.
So when we think about planning, not only do we want to like diversify in regards to stocks and bonds, but we also want to diversify as far as tax consequences.
Right.
Some of our money will be taxable, some of it's going to be tax-free.
Right.
So potentially for you, I'm making this up, but let's say we wanted X amount of dollars,
Right.
we could potentially take some of it from the 401k
Right.
to pay a little bit in taxes,
Right.
but we'll meet the threshold you want to get by reaching into your Roth IRA. So you'll get
Gotcha.
the maximum you need for a little bit of tax consequence.
Okay. Cool. Man, you guys just taught me something new. Like, I like that. I like when I get to hear something new and now I feel like I understand that a little better. You know, it's not just, you know, letters that you're saying on your own, right? I mean, that's what it comes down to. People are like, oh yeah, I know what that is. But that breaks it down, and I think just knowing how it's taxable is very important.
Absolutely. So we got about 5 minutes left.
Let's do it.
Cool.
Okay. They're still with us. It's good.
So what best describes your philosophy and strategy towards investing? I am unaffected by short-term market movements and stay focused on my long-term strategy of capital appreciation and growth. Remember, with capital appreciation, we just want to increase our shares.
Yep.
Although I may have some concerns, I'm typically a very patient investor with a wait-and-see attitude in regards to my long-term growth and strategy.
We're good.
So number 6 is, I can get anxious during market swings, and
Yes.
times may change my strategies because of this. So let's say hypothetically in 2008 the market goes down 50%.
Right.
Are you going to be able to keep your seatbelt on?
Yes. Okay.
I'm uncomfortable with market volatility, which is why I typically focus on the preservation of capital and current income. Or 3, I have never invested.
I'm between, I feel like I'm 6.
And 6 is I can get anxious during market swings and at
Yep.
times may change my strategies because of it.
I feel like that's me. I really do. It's happened to me before. I was anxious, but I think I changed the way I looked at it. Yeah. Good thing you do math. I'm dyslexic. It's like, good. And I love that you read to me. I have to tell you, I love it.
Appreciate it.
I don't know if you're reading to me because we're on camera or you're reading to me because you're reading to me, but that is perfect. That's how I learn.
Awesome.
Yeah, so you did very well with that.
She does. She called it.
Yep. And you fall into the category of an aggressive investor,
Okay.
which means we are willing to take a little bit of risk, and we have to believe in the long-term growth.
Right.
More aligned with this, the average. That's
Right.
what we're focused on.
That's what I want.
Right now-
Consistent average. That's what I want. Consistent average. Yeah, because if I'm gonna throw, I'm just gonna say, if I'm gonna throw my money down, I want to make 6% of my money. You know what I mean? That's not a bad place to be. You know, if you're investing, you know, in return.
And
So
there's a lot of conversation to be had on this. There's a study of behavioral economics, which is how people feel about their money. And as we continue to educate you and you get comfortable with the trends in the market, how it works, the
Right.
strategies within it,
right.
during down times, because of your knowledge, you'll be able to resist the temptation of pulling your money out when it's low.
Okay.
It's when I talk about capital appreciation,
Don't run
Switch,
scared. Like don't run scared. Because it's gonna go back up. Like we just said that, right? Even I always go to real estate because there's gonna be really bad times, but make sure you've prepared for those bad times because that's when you're gonna invest. There is that
Exactly.
in everything in the economy period. And even though it was really bad, 2000 what do you say 8? Okay, and that was what my strongest year in business was 2008.
a lot of people's.
It's my biggest year in business. 2009 followed it perfectly. 2010 I had an accident, my whole life changed. Because I wasn't prepared, because I thought it was never gonna end. That was the reality check. Now I get it. You're in it for like the long haul, you're getting it for the ups and the downs, and you prepare for it so that it doesn't happen to you again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing this with the world and everybody out there. And I greatly appreciate you guys coming and helping me and our family and our finances. And I hope that we sit down together again and I'll say that was the best $1 million I ever made. Best $1 million I ever made. But I appreciate you guys sharing this with the world. And I hope that even if it only helps one family kind of get that perspective of financial planning, I think it's really important that they know out there. So thank you guys for joining us, and we'll be sharing this. You can also find us as well on Facebook. I'll be sharing it on Facebook, Kelly Ellis-Neal. See you guys soon. Thanks for showing up.